All right, let's talk about reporting. For a lot of us in marketing, putting together the monthly report can feel like a real chore, right? It's this backward-looking thing we have to do. But what if I told you it could be your most powerful strategic tool? A proper captain's log that doesn't just record the journey, but actually charts the course for where you're going next. We're going to flip the script on reporting and learn how to turn our data into a story that gets everyone, especially the people holding the purse strings, excited to get on board.
So let's start with a really honest question. Think about that last report you sent off. Was it a clear, trusted log of your campaign's voyage? Did it spell out exactly where you've been, where you're heading, and the plan to get there? You know, the kind of report that makes your boss nod and say, "Right, I get it. Full steam ahead."
Or, let's be real, were they maybe a bit more like this? Just a thick fog of data. A spreadsheet crammed with numbers and charts, kind of thrown over the wall without a real story, leaving everyone squinting and trying to figure out what it all means. That's what we call aimless reporting. Your report becomes just a rearview mirror. It's packed with data, sure, but gives you zero direction forward. It's time we cleared that fog for good.
So, how do we do that? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Like any great journey, it all starts with knowing exactly where you're going. I mean, you wouldn't set sail across the ocean without a destination in mind, so why on earth would you launch a marketing campaign that way? The secret to a brilliant report is that it's built before you even write a single line of copy or spend a single pound.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Without a clear destination, you're just drifting. Truly effective reporting begins by setting crystal clear goals for your campaign before you even start. This isn't about looking back. It's about defining, right from the get-go, precisely what success is going to look like.
And the absolute gold standard for setting that destination is, of course, the SMART framework. Now, I know, it can sound like a bit of buzzword bingo for a meeting, but honestly, it is your essential checklist. It makes sure your goals are actual strategy and not just, wishful thinking. They've got to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's non-negotiable.
Let's look at the difference this makes in the real world. A goal like, get a lot of new customers, sounds nice, but it's completely useless for planning. It's like telling your ship's captain to just sail somewhere warm. Now compare that to the SMART goal, acquire 100 new customers via our online campaign by the end of Q4. Bam! Suddenly we have a clear X on the treasure map. We know exactly what we're aiming for, how we're going to do it, and by when.
Okay, so our destination is set. Brilliant. But when you're in the middle of the voyage, how do you know if you're actually heading in the right direction? Or if, say, a competitor's big campaign has blown you a bit off course? Well, for that, every captain needs a reliable compass. And in our world, in marketing, that compass is your set of KPIs.
KPIs, your key performance indicators, are basically the gauges on your dashboard. They're there to answer two simple but absolutely critical questions. Are we on track to get there? And, at the very end, did we actually make it? They are the direct link between all the stuff you do every day and that final destination you set.
Now, this is so important. This is the golden rule. A KPI must be a measure that truly matters. A dashboard with 50 different metrics isn't a compass. It's just noise. It's the distraction that leads to what they call analysis paralysis. Seriously, the best practice is to choose just 2 or 3 really strategic KPIs for each goal. It forces you to be clear and keeps the whole team focused on what's actually going to move the needle.
And this, right here, is how we prove our value. This shows exactly how we connect our marketing compass directly to the business's main destination. If the business goal is to generate more leads, well, our KPIs are the number of new leads and the cost per lead. Simple. If it's all about boosting sales, then we are laser-focused on the conversion rate and our return on ad spend. This is how marketing shows it's not a cost center, but a direct contributor to the bottom line.
And it's crucial to know that not all metrics are created equal. You need a mix. Think of leading indicators as your lookout in the crow's nest. They spot potential trouble on the horizon, like a sudden drop in the add-to-cart rate. That gives you time to change course. Lagging indicators, like your total quarterly sales, they tell you if you reached your destination after the journey's over. You absolutely need both to navigate properly.
Ah, and here we are, the siren song of marketing, vanity metrics versus actionable metrics. Look, having 10,000 followers looks really impressive on a slide, doesn't it? But if they don't engage, or more importantly, buy anything, then it's just a number. It's all sizzle and no steak. An actionable metric helps you actually steer the ship. Always ask yourself this one simple question. Can I make a clear decision based on this number? If the answer is no, my friend, You are looking at a vanity metric.
Right. Now we're getting to what I think is the most important part of this whole thing. We've got our goals, we've got our KPIs, we start pulling in the data, and we get numbers. But here's the big secret. On its own, a number means absolutely nothing. Just look at this. 500. What on earth does that mean? 500 leads, 500 quid spent, 500 angry comments on a social media post? Is that good? Is it bad? We have literally no idea. By itself, it is completely and utterly meaningless. But watch what happens when we add a little bit of context. Suddenly, 500 against a target of 450? That's a clear win. Or how about this? 500 representing a 25% year-on-year growth. That's fantastic news. You see, context is the magic ingredient that transforms a raw, boring number into a powerful insight. A lone number means nothing. A number with comparison means everything. So, how do we give our numbers that crucial context? Well, there are 3 key ways. First, comparison. Always benchmark your number against something. Previous months, your targets, industry averages. Second, segmentation. Break that data down. Don't just show website traffic, show traffic by source so you can see what's really working. And third, consolidate your sources. Pull everything together to create one single coherent picture of what's going on. So we have our destination, we've got our compass, and we know how to read the terrain by adding context. But you know what? Data with context is still just information. To make it truly powerful, to make people sit up and actually act on it, we need to weave it into a narrative. It's time to put on your storyteller hat. Your job isn't just to present data, it's to narrate the story of the campaign's journey. A great report follows a really simple story structure that turns a messy data dump into a clear captain's log. First, start with the action. We sent X emails. Then, follow with the engagement. This led to a Y% click-through rate. Then comes the crucial insight. This generated an outcome of Z, which tells us this is a high-value audience. And finally, the most important part, the recommendation. Therefore, we should target this group again in the future. Action, engagement, insight, recommendation. That's your story right there. And the story you tell, the whole point of your report, must always come back to answering these 2 fundamental questions. Number 1, did we do what we said we were going to do? And number 2, based on everything we just learned, how can we do it even better next time? That's it. That is the whole game. Okay, we've covered the entire framework for charting your course, from picking a destination all the way to telling the story. Now it is your turn to take the helm and actually put this into practice. Just remember these 4 pillars. 1. Define your destination with SMART goals. 2. Choose your compass wisely with just 2 or 3 key KPIs. 3. Read the terrain by always giving your numbers context. And 4. Tell the story of the journey to give people real insight and clear recommendations. So, let's wrap up with a quick thought experiment. I want you to imagine you're the marketing lead for a new software product. The exec team gives you a £50,000 budget and that wonderfully vague goal to make the product launch popular. Come on, we've all been there, right? So, just take a second. Using the framework we've just talked about, how would you turn that fluffy objective into 1 or 2 solid, concrete SMART goals? And what 2 or 3 KPIs, your compass, would you pick to measure actual, real progress? This is exactly how you take control of the conversation and start steering the ship yourself. Because at the end of the day, and if you remember one thing, make it this. Strategic reporting isn't the boring admin you have to do at the end of the month. It's not the end of the work, it is the start of the wisdom. It's how you prove your value, it's how you guide strategy, and it's how you lead your organization forward with real confidence. Thanks so much for joining me.